Ryusei Sakai is going to be on board here Forever Young. He's going to fly out of town to ride in Hong Kong this weekend, but he will be back in town early next week. He's going to be riding Forever Young in the Kentucky Derby, and he was scheduled to be on board Continuar last year. Continuar, of course, scratched, was also with the Yoshida Yahagi barn, so both starters for the first time for Ryusei Sakai and Yoshida Yahagi here in the Kentucky Derby.
Undefeated, has done very little wrong. In fact, when he has won, he's won it pretty well. He barely got up in the Saudi Derby, and maybe that would be the one, I don't want to say knock, but the one cause for pause.
Yeah.
Bookham Dano, the horse he ran down, very nice racehorse, obviously a very talented racehorse. Bookham Dano would be probably 50 to 1 in the Kentucky Derby, so he barely ran him down in Saudi. But he was wide that day, and he also never looked totally comfortable in that Saudi Derby. So it looked like he was grinding and having to work for it. And was a much sharper winner in the UAE Derby. I won't pretend to know what I'm looking at with Forever Young. I have not watched him train since he got going as a racehorse last fall. But what I can see on paper is an undefeated horse, and a horse with ability and talent, and probably a running style that works for the Derby.
Yes.
He's not going to drop back to last. He's not like Sierra Leone catching freedom. I think he has a little bit more speed than them.
Yeah, he's a little bit more tactical.
You're right. So that puts him ahead of several main contenders in here. And first run on them, last 2.5, 3 furlongs of the Derby. Yeah, I'd take it.
Shocker that I see a lot of things that I like with this horse. But one thing you mentioned, it's only going to be a matter of time when it comes to the Japanese horses as he gets ready to pick up the Romans horse here, Cuffed Candy, going to easily get ready to go by this horse. That one is going to work a half. He is going 6 furlongs here, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing for this horse. He had a little bit of an equipment change. It wasn't a true equipment change. Yoshida Yahagi didn't have to declare it because what he's wearing on his face right now, it's kind of a mask type thing. It's what you would call a hood, but Yoshida Yahagi took out the earmuffs of the hood. So that's the equipment part of the hood, and the reason he put this on this horse was because sometimes he doesn't like kickback. Sometimes he won't take it. He didn't like the kickback in Saudi Arabia, so he put this on him in the UAE Derby, and I think it made a good bit of difference. So there's not equipment there. He's not wearing blinkers. He's not wearing earmuffs. He's just wearing the face covering.
That was interesting tactics. Usually you see in these workouts, notice how he went inside of his workmate there, which is sort of different. You usually see him sort of stay outside or whatever. So that was obviously an intention move. And then, I'm not saying anything out of turn here. I mean, he finished up fast. So that was obviously an intention there as well, is to finish up strong. A couple of interesting decisions there for Forever Young's workout today.
Definitely some unconventional training, when it comes to the Japanese. We'll get his time.
By our standards.
Yeah, by our standards, for sure. Yeah. Whatever they're doing.